Hi, Everett. I'm going to read the Mousery to you today, and just for you. So, should be fun, and I can't wait to see you next time. Sit back and enjoy the story, and maybe make a soft place for Ruby to sit next to you, too. We'll read this story about all these little mice who find a great place to live, but there's two kind of grouchy ones that don't know if that's a good idea or not. So we'll see if they all come together in the Mousery. You ready? Look at this old car. Looks like nobody's been driving that for a long time. Has things growing in it. That's a good place for a mouse. Not in our house, but outside in some old car. That would be all right. Let's see. Two bad-tempered mice named Sliver and Slice lived all alone in a mousery. They lived all alone without doorbell or phone, for they wanted no guests in the mousery. The fire burned low with a pitiful glow, though they had lots of wood in the mousery. Too gloomy to chat, they quietly sat and spoke hardly a word in the mousery. Once, a wandering mouse without his own house asked to stay overnight in the mousery. Shrieked Sliver and Slice, "We don't like other mice. This is not a hotel. It's a mousery." So did they let him stay? Be on your way, they say. And then a neighbor close by brought a warm cherry pie one Thanksgiving day to the mousery. But Sliver and Slice just shook their heads twice. "Don't bring your old pies to the mousery." When some young mice at play built a snow mouse one day with armfuls of new fallen snow, Sliver and Slice yelled, "Go away, mice! Stop trespassing! N-O spells no." And then, one dark, snowy night, the sky flashed with light, and it was storming as never before. Said Sliver to Slice, "Bolt the latch twice. The wind could blow off our door." Just then through the snow, in an untidy row, came 4 mousekins, who squeaked, "Let us in. Open up, please. It's so cold we could freeze. Our sweaters are ragged and thin." Do you think Sliver and Slice will be nice? Look at those little mousekins. That's the little baby mice. "Goodness," said Slice, "they're awfully small mice, and their sweaters are useless, it's true." "Gracious," said Sliver, "just look at them shiver. Their noses are turning quite blue." So they unlatched the door, and the wee mousekins 4 quietly entered the mousery. Their eyes opened wide when they saw the inside of the roomy but gloomy old mousery. Squeaked the mousekins, "Good gracious, this place is spacious, but cold. It's so cold in this mousery." As fast as they could, they fetched kindling and wood and made a great fire in the mousery. Look, they're going to warm things up. The 4 little mice found brown beans and rice and cooked them in 2 iron pots, and then adding some spice, they called Sliver and Slice, "Come join us. We made lots and lots." With a soft chewing sound, they all sat around and savored the rice and beans. "Sliver," said Slice, "this is really quite nice. We're living like kings and like queens." It's getting kind of noisy in here. We have some kids coming in. And then the Mousekins made beds, laid down their wee heads, and pulled all the blankets up tight. But though they were warm from the wind and the storm, they dreaded the long winter night. Pit-a-pat, what was that? They imagined a rat lying in wait in the gloom. Oh, not a rat. They imagined a cat. Thank goodness, but I don't think the little Mousekins would like a cat. Each creak of the door made them cringe on the floor. Was the cat, Pit-a-pat, in the room? Was that a wolf's howl or the hoot of an owl waiting outside in the night? The silence and gloom of the Mousery room made the wee Mousekins quiver with fright. And then the tiniest sound floated up from the ground. A mousekin had started to sing. Sliver went pale from his head to his tail, for the tune had a lullaby ring. Slights, am I wrong? Is that not the same song that grandmother sang long ago? Sliver, you're right. I remember at night how she sang by the fireside glow. A sheep has a lambkin, a duck has a duckling, and I have a mousekin. Good night. A goose has a gosling, a pig has a suckling, and I have a mousekin. Good night. Hush, it's the hour when all little babies and my little mousekins snuggle up tight and welcome the night. Good night, little mousekins. Good night. Oh, they liked that. They made them happy. They made them feel safe. When Sliver and Slice looked down at the mice, they heard not a whisper or peep. The Mousekins were dozy, all warm and all cozy. One by one, they were falling asleep. How darling they were with their soft, downy fur curled up in an untidy row. With a yawn and a shiver, first Slice and then Sliver fell asleep by the fireside glow. They seem like they're kind of liking this, having those nice little mousekins with them. Do you think something's happening with their cold heart? Do you think maybe they're getting warmed up a little and changing their mind about having people come with them into the Mousery? Let's see. Ooh, look at all that snow. Do you see these little Sliver and Slice? In the morning, they woke. It was Sliver who spoke. Slice, do you think we've been wrong? They don't fidget or fuss, and they've been good to us. I declare they do seem to belong. Said Slice, I agree. I was thinking, you see, after work, well, perhaps we could play. Though it isn't routine, if you know what I mean. Why don't we ask them to stay? So the four little mice lived with Sliver and Slice and scurried all over the Mousery. Sliver and Slice became fond of all mice and opened the doors of the Mousery. Before very long, they were 53 strong, running all over the Mousery. With laughter and squeals, they prepared tasty meals and baked cherry pies in the Mousery. Outside the house, they built a snow mouse from drifts piled high near the door. There was singing, carousing in Mousery housing, and laughing as never before. Whew! Look at them sliding down and playing. Looks pretty fun for a little old mouse. was some time ago, but as far as we know, to this day, it's the same in the Mousery. And remember the mouse without his own house who was turned away from the Mousery? Do you remember that in the beginning? They said, "This isn't a hotel, go away. You can't stay here." Well, that mouse passed by one day and they all called out, "Hey, come live with us here in the Mousery." And here he is with his pack. I bet he's gonna stay. He's gonna be their friend. There's plenty of room. I'm glad all the mice are living there. They have a place that's perfect for mice. I hope you liked the story, and you can listen to it again if you like. I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye, buddy. Bye, Ruby.